And welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to go over a quick little gameplay with Mr. SoZ3R. It's going to be more of a clip than anything because it's going to probably be 10-15 minutes at the most. We're going to go over a question SoZ3R had specifically for his gameplay and wondering about. I think the specific thing he said was subjectivity's a bitch. So that's the clip name, and I'll show you that clip in just a second. But basically, his question when he was asking for advice, and I'm about to call him too, so he could see this live. But he's saying any advice here in regards to the subjectivity of a game that he played. It was on Livefire King of the Hill, and basically the his teammate called out that he saw somebody different than he saw. So SoZ3R saw somebody, and then his boy saw somebody. I believe it was Amazing C4 saw somebody else. But the problem was they both got the wrong communication there. So SoZ3R heard him say this, and C4 said this, and their decision making changed based off of the communication there. So I'm about to call him right now, and I'm just going to show you how to fix this form of communication that's a really big deal, especially at higher levels or getting it to the next level. This is where communication is super big, and I do this a lot in my own gameplay. A lot of people do not do it even at the highest level. So I'm going to go ahead and start a video call with SoZ3R. He does not need to join the video, but if he wants to, he can. What's up, SoZ3R? How you doing, brother? You can see me clearly or no? Nah, you're good. You're good. I put the video. You don't have to show it whatsoever. If you want to, you don't. But I wanted to go over this with you today. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this into the intermission screen real quick, and so we could see this. So check it out, SoZ3R. You could go on screen if you want. I think it'd be nice for people to see you, unless you don't think your hair is good today. It's all good. So it's all good. So cool. So you're everybody sees you in here. It shows you, shows me, intermission, all the live chat. But the thing you had brought up was you wanted advice over the specific instance of the live fire game you had with. I'm guessing it was your scrim team. I'm guessing that's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay, with your scrim
Yep.
team, and how to differentiate the subjectivity aspect of it, like you said, right? So it was funny. The subjectivity one is the kind of shit I find myself facing so damn often, right? So that was the main thing that you said. I think that's important because we need to understand communication is key in Halo, but key in a lot of other things. But in this case, we can fix this really easily. So it's just something that a lot of people don't take seriously because nobody hears it often enough. It's something that I think is probably the least prevalent thing that happens in eights or communication in general. But it used to really happen in like Halo 3, and I think I got that from Halo 3 in my head, and it's helped a lot. And I think a couple of other people do it in HCS, but it doesn't seem like they do it often, or I haven't caught it as often as I should. So we're gonna go over the clip with everybody so they can see it, and then I want to show you exactly what we're looking at here. So I don't know if you could even see me in the corner here. It looks like it's loading. But in that case, I'm going to go ahead and make this full screen for everybody. You're not showing anymore. It's going to show you on the Twitch stream.
You don't
But
always have to stay in the hill.
it shows quick fuse
I
at
killed
the
Big
start.
Door.
You're jumping up
B,
cool.
2B, 2B.
So right here, and you might not be able to see it right now, but as you kill this guy, or y'all kill this guy on sandbags, y'all move up, and you see this guy B Lewis 117, right? And in the back corner. I don't know if you see this right now on your screen, but you remember it probably because it just you took the clip, so you probably remember this clip big time, right? So you're shooting at the guy back B on the right side, right? So some people would call it B3 or something like that, but let's just say it's the right side of B, right, or light side. So he runs away, he survives, and you call out.
Shots on B, one shot on B.
One shot on B, right? And then you're like, okay, cool.
Back B's one shot.
But did you notice one thing that you didn't take into account, and most people don't. This is why I'm not saying it's not bad. Is that his name was B Lewis 117, right? So as soon as and this is a big thing, if you would have said, hey, Lewis 117 is one shot, as opposed to there's a guy back one shot. Not that this is your fault because nobody does this.
Actually, he's in nest now.
As soon as C4 says he's in nest, you look towards nest because you hear his call out and you trust his call out because it is you're supposed to trust your teammate, right? I mean, that's just what you're supposed to do. So cool. Then the guy ends up on your left on dark side of B. So there's where the lack of communication is that B Lewis 117 survives, and I'm taking that away. But you should have, but y'all should have, and y'all should in the future understand that calling out the names and the tags of the individual makes that communication completely different. So if you're like, hey, Lewis 117's back B, let's weed this guy out, and then C4 sees him and he's like, oh, I can't find him, or oh, there's another guy here. It's not Lewis. It's whatever. It's Clutch. Clutch is right next to me. That's a big difference. It's like people will call me out because they know me, right, in game. They'll say, hey, Clutch is over here. Like I'll watch like some of the replays and stuff. Say Clutch is over there. Clutch is over here. Well, it's because they know how I look and they also see my tag and they know who I am and I'm the Clutch Academy, whatever. But it's not about me. It's about it makes it easier to know that you're differentiating individuals as well as a team. So you know where to allocate your individual view and what your goal is. Because C4 calling out there's a guy on Nest is true to him at that moment because he doesn't know who the guy he's looking for is and if that guy was slippery enough to get behind him. That's what he thought, right? He thought that the guy got away. So next time when you're doing a scrim or even everybody in the eights lobbies, when you call out, a very good thing to do would be to actually say what their gamer tag is. Like make it short. You don't need to be all crazy. It's SoZ3R 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Like if you had like 20 letters or something, you don't need to get crazy. Say Lewis or whatever. Especially if it's in a championship game or something, you want to be so specific. Hey, it's Lewis 1 2 3 over there behind B. Look for him. Let's weed him out. I can't find him. Oh shit. Then you're still looking at back B. Where's this guy? As opposed to, oh, there's a guy at Nest. Oh, let me look over there. You're still looking for that one shot at B as a team, as opposed to maybe the subjectivity problem. Getting the call out that makes sense at that moment because it sounds like it does make sense, but it isn't the right call out because it wasn't a specific correct call out. Kind of get what I'm saying there? Kind of getting long winded to explain the simplicity of that. But when you call out, ladies and gentlemen, call out and SoZ3R and your team, call out the name of the individual, shorten it if you have to, even talk to your team about it before the game. Hey, I'm gonna call this guy this, I'm gonna call this guy that, I'm gonna call you know what I mean? So everybody's on the same page, and then you could be even more specific in your comms and more effective and at getting the kills as well as protecting your teammates as well as completing the goals of the game. Because sometimes it isn't worth going after Joey because he's one shot at C plat when you shot him all the way from back B. Like, why are you gonna run for that guy? Like, Joey's not gonna be able to fight for like 5 seconds. He's one shot, right? He's on C plat. That guy's probably hiding. That means there's 4-on-3. You know what I mean? Like, there's a different game plan with the specifics of the name. So just take that into account. Do you have any questions on that? I know I kind of went a little long-winded on that. What do you think?
No, that's pretty good. My subjectivity on that clip was that Frag, my teammate, was on B, looking toward the left side of B. We got the call out for. I looked Nest, and if you look just on the left side of the screen, right as I'm looking at Nest, the enemy comes out right beside my teammate where he was looking.
You're right.
So it's like based on what I observe my teammates doing, and within a half a, I make a decision based on that information,
right?
And it's already. They've changed, they've died, they've looked somewhere else, and now that's not being covered, and my decision was now a bad one.
Right. Exactly.
So I'm just not sure holistically what I can do to try to position myself better to not be weak when my teammates may change what their priorities are.
Right. So exactly. So the priority change, the subjectivity change, the call out from C4, the understanding that your teammate's doing this, and having that kind of game plan like ahead of time is always good too. So like, let's say we're in that situation. You tell your team, hey, we're in the situation where you show them the clip. You tell them, be specific on the names. Because, again, I will say, in my opinion, the biggest crutch there was him saying he ran to Nest. Was what me, if I was playing with anybody. Somebody said, hey, I think he ran to Nest. And he said he's at, and I could replay it. He's at Nest, right? Or something like that. Let me see. I'll see exactly what he says.
Shot on B.
Back B's one shot.
Back B's one shot.
He's there somewhere.
He's on
me.
He's on me,
Nest
actually. Now. He's on Nest now. Well, like that's completely different from, hey, I don't know if he's back B or not. What do we do here? That also makes Fuse or you said Frag, right? Only Frag. Also play differently. So he might not care to look on the left side of B, because he's like, oh shit, C4 called out the guys at Nest now. So that changes the entire play. Yeah, so that's the entire play change, man. It's like, man, yeah.
This.
Yeah, go ahead.
Suggestions. I kind of feel like at some point in time, it is like almost not effective to verbally communicate things, because the amount of time it takes me to say something and the amount of time it takes them to perceive it and then respond is often what I'm calling out is already expired. Like the something's changed and it's no longer pertinent. So my suggestion to my team was, let's just play a few games where we shut up, where we don't say anything, and we just try to mentally be on the same page as one another. And then that way we don't have to. I mean, maybe we can just be thinking about it more, maybe make it a mental thing that we just be there for one another. And I'm not sure if that's even, if I'm barking up the right tree. What do you think?
Well, yeah, so that's I think you have the right idea, but I wouldn't say you want to shut up, so to speak, or like be more quiet. Maybe quiet on the comms is okay, but I think a huge thing that a lot of people forget is being quiet on the comms is great, and being calm and giving the right communication is great, but I think there needs to be a list of priorities that you need to take into account, right? So if there's a one shot that's nearby, it doesn't matter what anybody thinks. For the most part, you need to just fucking kill that guy, because the biggest thing, the easiest thing to happen is him to get a beat down. People think beat downs are, oh yeah, it's just, he takes your whole shield away. What if you're a full fucking shield, right? That's like 5 shots from a perfect DMR, 8 shots from like body shots, right? That's like a 3 second, 4 second, whatever it is, kill difference. But if he beats you down, that just like deteriorates an entire body. Like you literally go to one shot automatically, and now if you get shot once or 3 times body, you're dead, right? So when a one-shot person is within the vicinity of your team, especially in a King of the Hill, you need to like weed him out automatically. It needs to be like done, because if he can,
Yeah.
if worst case scenario, he gets a fucking kill and a grenade out, and he gets, that's fucking insane. Like he just destroyed the entire play. Like one person can change the entire game because he stayed alive with one shot. Like for a good example is I think it was it loose? No, it was formal on live fire King of the Hill going against FaZe, where he was hiding on the hill for like 3 minutes, and same thing with Trippy. They're like hiding on green for like 3 minutes. He kills like 3 people by himself, basically half shields the whole game. And you have free nades in the back. You also have a repulse. So God forbid he has a fucking repulse. He's one shot. He repulses 2 teammates because they try to weed him out to get. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many cataclysmic events that can happen. So that's what I'm saying. Like you need to have a order of operations, so to speak, when it comes to those things. And yes, not speaking about them is the goal, but you need to get that ingrained first, and then it'll come naturally. Like you need to be like, guys, first thing we do if there's a one shot like 5 feet from us, fucking kill him. And also, this is his name, right? His name is Joey. So y'all need to do that. Just take Joey out, right? Take Joey out, get him out of the equation, and then you can focus on the guy coming up next, because that guy next, is he going to kill 3 of y'all? No, right? He's not going to kill 3 of it by himself. I mean, if there's 3 other guys, obviously that's different. That's a different game, right? Different subject matter, different what's it called, events, so to speak. But you kill that one shot guy and you deteriorate him, and even if one of y'all gets to one shot because it did become a beat down, right? There's still 2 of y'all to fight the guy on nest, as opposed to him being able to get you killed, potentially get some shots on frag that I saw in there, and then C4's like, oh shit, I didn't know there was a guy back B still because I thought he was nest now, So like everything just gets disoriented. So again, you need to have an order of operations, unspoken order of operations as well, that y'all work on together, to make things a lot more specific. But really, even if it seems so small, adding in the name of somebody makes it more way
Specific.
easier and specific to get the job done and know when it's done, as opposed to think it's done or it changes up. What's up, L7? So I think a lot of people don't do it. Even in Onyx lobbies, they don't say people's names enough, and people will be like, "Oh, there's one person in Sword or something." Oh, thanks, L7. Appreciate it. There's a guy in Sword somewhere, like on Empyrean, right? And then you're like, okay, and then there's fucking 3 people in there, and you're like, okay, thanks. Or it's a completely different person that was in there that just came from like Sword ramp, but you didn't know. Like it just gives a differentiation. So I'm fighting like let's say I get into Sword R Sword, and let's say L7 calls out Carmea's in Sword. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go fight Carmea by himself because he only thinks one person's in there. But then I see Ozzy is in Sword now, right? Ozzy or SoZ3R's in Sword now. I'm like, oh shit, Carmea's fucking nearby, I'm not going to take a 1v1 piv if Carmea's like 2 seconds away. So like seeing the name specificity is gonna make it to where I can either take this piv because I know I can win it, or I could at least maybe trade, or maybe I'll die, but it's a fair fight. But if I wasn't given that specificity, now it's like, oh shit, Carmea fucking comes through the door and SoZ3R has backup from Halo God, you know, like so like it changes your game plan. So having the specific names, and you'll notice this maybe in high level scrims, you'll know where each person's at. You'll be like, hey, Carmea's in gold, and then you're like, okay, where's L7 at? Oh, L7's in what's it called, red door. Okay, and SoZ's at long haul, and then Clutch is at top A. Okay, so we know where they're all at, so we could play off of that. Hey, SoZR moved from from gold. Now he's in A now. So now it's like, okay, the guy in long haul is by himself. You see what I'm saying? So now you can know where the guys are at, kind of like a chessboard. Like the knight is here, the king is here, the XYZ is here, right? It makes the play different, right? The sniper. That's why people say, hey, sniper's in gold, right? Why is that? Because, well, the sniper's the sniper, right? But it also is important to know the names of each individual unit on the board, so to speak, to know how they play and how to react to their play style as well. And if you're walking into a trap, oh, there's three in A. Well, don't fucking walk into A by yourself.
Great
So,
point.
so yeah, adding in the idea of having people's names in the callouts is important. Shortening them. Understanding position on the map is important, but really the communication needs to have an order of operations when it comes to something like one shots in your case here, but also what's it called, the specificity of the name, so you know what the goal is at that moment in time. So just talk about that. You can watch this video over. I recorded it, and I'm also putting it. I'm gonna save it obviously and put it in the cord, but I think it's super important. I'm glad you sent it. A
Thank
lot of people don't think about it. I mean, what do you think? I know I was long-winded again.
you. No, I appreciate you. Appreciate the feedback. Appreciate what you do. Love Clutch Academy, and I'm here for you, man.
Appreciate it, SoZ3R. Well, thank you again. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We're going to go ahead and end the call with you, SoZ3R. Have it going. Hopefully, this will win you a game one day, and you can say Clutch Academy won the game. No, I'm just kidding.
See you later, man.
Yes, sir, of course. All right, so that was the wondrous end to that. So, yeah, basically, that's Clutch a Cutie low-key. Thanks, Joey. Appreciate it, man. But overall, yeah. So that's a kind of breakdown for everybody. Appreciate L7. Are you unfollowing and then refollowing or what? Kimmy, come on. Nah, I'm just kidding. I feel like you followed me before. But again, at the end of the day, keeping the comms clean is great. Knowing where individual people is even better, especially at higher levels, and then having your order of operations is great. So this is the end of this wonderful lesson today, and then we'll go into the 8s in the near future in the next couple hours. Got a little bit of work to do, but I'm glad y'all got to watch. Jagerson, let me know when you make yesterday's stream public. I'm going to do that right now. And y'all have a wonderful, blessed day. Thanks for watching, and thanks for tuning in this quick stream. Thanks, guys.